Tim Williams. I'm the Director of Media Productions here at Gatorland and also known as the Dean of Gator Wrestling. The way I got into this was a love for the outdoors. I was born and raised in Florida and fell in love with these things and just started working with alligators and snakes and found out that, gee, they're a lot smarter than most of the people I've ever met. Alligators have been around about 20 million years. Crocodiles, we trace back about 250 million, which puts them right there at the tail end of the Jurassic era. These things are the closest things we have to dinosaurs today.
This is Pop. This is probably one of our most famous gators at Gatorland. Pop is about 13.5 feet long, weighs probably 800 pounds, and he's very famous. He's been in and out of a lot of movies and documentaries. He's not a pet. I don't want to give anybody the wrong impression. If he got the chance, he'd eat you. But we don't want that to happen. We keep meat handy, keep him happy. We throw a piece of meat down here and he'll eat it. Very powerful animal. This is the jowls right here. This is the part that goes up to the bottom jaw that creates that incredible biting power that these animals have. This flexes, and that's what causes all that crushing that happens.
We have thousands of birds in here every year because they know that alligators can afford them protection. It's very difficult for a predator like a raccoon or a possum or a snake to get up in these nests of babies and chicks and eggs if you've got to go through a whole pack of alligators to get there. You know, in alligators, after they mate, the female crawls up on the bank of the shore and then she builds a nest, and it looks like a big trash pile, compost heap. Sticks, leaves, mud, grasses that she gathers up. Sometimes they're 4 or 5 feet tall, 6, 7 feet across. And after they build this nest, she'll crawl up on top of it and she'll lay her eggs. She actually digs out a little hole, drops anywhere from 25 to 40 eggs in there. They cover it up and they incubate for 65 days. Now during that period of time, things like raccoons and possums and otters and skunks and wild hogs and armadillos will try to crawl up in there to get to the eggs. They think the eggs are pretty tasty, so they have to be careful. I mean, mama tries to do her best. And after they hatch, they're little tiny guys, only about 6 inches long. And they get out of the egg, they can't get out of the nest because mom's probably too much junk on top of them. So they start making this little grunting sound. Gator! Oh! And then that sound alerts mom. Oh, oh, oh. She comes over, and with a mouth that she could crush your arm with, she'll bite that nest open very gently and take those little babies out and carry them down to the water and protect them for up to a year. So it's a remarkable thing. To see that in such an ancient animal, to see that type of parental care, it's just incredible. But even with our best care, out of a nest of 40, we're lucky if we see 3 or 4 grow up to be 4 feet long. A lot of animals eat them as babies. Daddy Gator will eat the babies up. He doesn't care. Snakes eat them. Fish, frogs, birds, turtles, bullfrogs eat them up. So it's a tough life out there. But if they get up to about 3 or 4 feet, they don't have too many enemies out there except larger alligators and people. We're moving into their habitat, their home, at a very rapid pace. Everybody wants to live on the water. They want to build their house or build their business, their condos, down near a lake or the river or the water because it's nice. We love it. It's part of what people like, and that's where alligators live. We started keeping records of alligator attacks on people in Florida. And since 1946, we've had a little over 350 attacks. I think we've had about a little over 20 fatalities. That's not very many when you really consider how much time we spend down by the water. Now we've got people moving in and they think it's cool to have a gator in the backyard, and they start throwing them marshmallows and bread and scraps from the table. And then the alligator loses his fear of people, and instead of running off like he's supposed to do, he runs up looking for something to eat, and that's when we have problems. When that happens, then we have to call the trappers, and the trappers come in and they're mandated by law to remove the animal and dispose of it. They kill it and they sell the hides and the meat to pay for their services to get rid of this so-called horrible creature that we created. As long as we keep people educated in the fact that these animals will be here no matter what we do, we're not going to eliminate them, so we need to learn how to live with them. These things are the closest things we have to dinosaurs today.